Good morning. As you guys can see, my setup is not anywhere near like settled. I'm still experimenting. I don't have a real camera and a stand. I filmed these videos from my phone, and that's okay. I'm just starting and I'm just doing what I'm guided to do. So I'd like to thank you all for coming. This is Kinetic Karma. I'm Karen, and I do readings. I do readings about what I'm guided to do readings about with oracles, with tarot cards, and it's not necessarily specifically love-centered or anything. It's just what spirit tells me. So I'm going to keep doing that until I figure out what my niche is, if there's one for me. Okay. So I'd like to just start out with a quiet prayer to connect. Thank you. I'm going to start out with the original Angel Cards Oracle deck. They're really cute little cards. There's a million of them, and they're small. They're like micro small. And I was guided to like play with them today, to put them to work, I should say. So please, Spirit, give me messages about what it is that we want. Oh, okay, 3 fell out. Okay, actually 4. So the cards that came from this deck are blank page, which means that we're at a point where we can create whatever it is that we want next in our life. And this is a very important point that we're at, because we're creating the next 20, 30 years majorly about how we're, being, who we're being, what we're doing, how we're being towards others, towards ourselves. It's really, really important. This is a foundational structure that we're building our life now. And what we put into the foundation is what's going to carry us through the next 20 to 30 years. So it's really important, and you have your choice as to what you want to put on that. The next card we have is clarity. It takes clarity in order to build a strong foundation. It takes clarity in order to have a structure that is able to stand the test of time, is what they're saying. So we want to take time to get clear about what it is exactly, specifically, that we're putting into the structure. And we want to do it with a purpose in mind, with the purpose we came to this planet in mind. We want to ask Spirit, what is our true, huge, main purpose in these extraordinary times? Why did we choose to come here during these times, and exactly what it is that we're called to do? So be in meditation about that. Be in question about that. Even if you think you know, you may get more pieces of the puzzle, they're saying. And that goes along with flexibility. Even if you think you know, be flexible. Be flexible that it doesn't look exactly how you thought it looked, or that you're not who exactly you thought you were. Maybe you're a little bit darker in terms of your part to play here on the planet than you want to acknowledge. Maybe you're a little bit lighter in terms of light work than you really thought you were, and it's okay. Either way, it's okay. As long as it's who you came here and the role you came here to play. That's the important part. That's what you want to identify. That's what you want to be clear and purposeful about. Okay? As I said, it's a choice. This is a free will planet. And so you have the ability to create from a blank page in a world of duality what it is you determine and want to manifest now, okay? The next deck that I want to use is the sacred, it's called the medicine cards. And the medicine cards about Jamie Sams and David Garson. And they're a native deck, and they're really beautiful cards. They're very in alignment with not just frivolity, not just being frivolous or, you know, whimsical. They're more grounded. They're more purposeful in alignment with the initial cards that we pull. So, Spirit, please tell us what it is that this group are tuning into, need to know, what we need to know about our purpose and our clarity, what it is that we need to know about writing our next 20 to 30 years. And it came out with Prairie Dog, which is card 47, and I'm going to read it to you. Prairie Dog calls me when it's time to rest, when it's time to honor the internal quest. I go into retreat so I may see a way to replenish the potential in me. Perfect. Prairie Dog medicine teaches the strength and inspiration that can be found retreating until the stillness and quiets the mind. The strength of his medicine is also knowing when and how to replenish your life force. Prairie Dog medicine people tend to seek self-empowerment in silence and inactivity. This is a message that I've been getting over and over again, so I know it's really powerful and it's really on point, that for those of us who are tuning into this reading, and for myself, it's really important to seek internally and to seek in quiet. It could be near a river, it could be near water, it could be in a bathtub, it could be just sitting in your living room with everything cut off and you just going within, okay? But it's super important that we do this at this time, because there are messages and instructions as to how to best achieve what it is that we're after. And they can only be found or heard or known by tuning in internally, by going inward. Okay, so where was I? Prairie Dog medicine tends to seek self-empowerment in silence and inactivity, where they can access dreams and visions without instructions of worldly chaos, without intrusions of worldly chaos. When they re-enter the world, they are profound and powerful anchors of calm resolve amidst life's storms. And we know that we're going through storms right now, so that's not even a question. So we need to stop. We need to go in. We need to stop the world, the 3D, and go to the 5D and higher, and journey with our ancestors, journey with our guides. They want to communicate with us, and through the silence, through the internal journey is how they do it, and we'll come out stronger and more powerful for it. And we need to do this. This is the medicine that is called for during these chaotic times. So please take that advice and do that. I'm going to pull one more card from this deck. Actually, I lied. I have two. I have Raven and Weasel. Let me read them. Raven is always a messenger, if I'm not mistaken, and not just a light messenger. Okay, Raven, black as the pitch, mystical as the moon. Speak to me of magic. I will fly with you soon. Throughout time, Raven has carried the medicine of magic. This has been true in many cultures across the planet. It is sacred in the medicine way to honor Raven as the bringer of magic. If the magic is bad medicine, the carrier may be honored out of fear rather than out of respect. Those who fear Raven may do so because they have been dabbling in areas in which they had no knowledge, and a spell may have backfired on them. Rather than analyze the dark side of sorcery, realize that you will fear Raven only if you need to learn about your inner fears or self-created demons. I want to go to okay. If a raven appears in your spirit, you're about to experience a change in consciousness. This may involve walking inside great mystery or another path at the edge of time. It would pretend a signal brought by raven that says you have earned the right to see and experience a little more of life's magic. Raven's color is the color of the void, the black hole in space that holds all the energy of the creative source. In native teachings, the color black means many things, but it does not mean evil. Black can mean the seeking of answers, the void, or the road of spiritual or the non-physical. The blue-black of Raven contains an iridescence that speaks of magic of darkness, and a changeability of form and shape that brings an awakening in the process. So all of that's about what's on the inside, what's internal, what's unseen, what's on the other side of the veil, all of it. Okay, so it's a consistent message today about magic, about the void, about the unknown, about going within to discover. And the last card we have from this deck is Weasel. And I get the energy of really being like kind of childlike, kind of playful, and adventurous. Weasel, weasel, weasel. Who's in the hen house now? If I were to ask, you say it was cow. Weasel has an incredible amount of energy and ingenuity. It is a difficult power totem to have. It is not without significance that weasel pellet is worn by royalty. Weasel ears hear what is really being said. This is greatly about Weasel's ability. Weasel's eyes see beneath the surface of the situation to know the many ramifications of an event. This too is a rare gift. The chief sent Weasel to the enemy camp to smoke them for power. What are the medicines of the enemy? The chiefs asked Weasel upon its return. Weasel never failed to give an accurate account of the enemy's numbers, strengths, and weaknesses. It was Weasel who tearfully told the original people of the coming of the white boat people. These brothers have strange new medicines, said Weasel. They will tell us that to live the way we do is wrong. They will confuse us with their talking bark. They have stolen thunder from the sky, Father, and placed it in their weapons. They have no respect for the animal brothers and sisters, and they make their thunder speak to the animals and kill them. They will make their thunder speak to us also. The numbers are too many to count, and those white brothers will steal everything from us but our spirits. The great dark shadow of the ravenous bird of death has fallen over the people. Wow. That is so sad. And I am part Native American in heritage, and my heart bleeds for what has happened to us as a people, for what has happened to all peoples of color, the cruelty that has been inflicted upon us. Somehow I feel that what is occurring now is a backlash to all of the inequities, to all of the injustices that have been put upon us as a people of color, as a people of indigenous population, as a people of African diaspora. And that what's occurring is really a gift, not a curse. But in order for us to understand and to use it fully and effectively, we're going to need to go within. We're going to need to go back to our ancestors, to our old ways, to a culture that has been long forgotten and put aside. We're going to need to recall those cultures and more in order to create a better, brighter, cleaner future for us and our children and our children's children. And with that, I'm going to end this reading, and I thank you for joining me. Aho.